Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at game number 14 in our 20 from 1985 series, and this game is a scrolling, basically stab 'em up, not beat 'em up, and it is set in the Cold War, and it is called Russian Attack. This was a classic by Konami, and like I said, it's a stab 'em up. You have a knife, you're a Green Beret, and this game is actually also known as Green Beret. But you have a four-way joystick. Maybe it's 8-way actually, because you can jump at an angle by pushing up right or up left. And you have a button that allows you to stab with your knife, which is your default weapon. And you will see you stab the enemies, the Russians. Like I said, this is firmly entrenched in the Cold War. And the Cold War would end like 5 years later with the fall of the Berlin Wall. But you have to kill these Russian soldiers that are trying to kill your Green Beret, your American Green Beret. And there are various weapons that you can collect during the game from a certain blue enemy. He will always have the weapon. He will not actively try to kill you, but he will kill you by touching you, as can any enemy. And the different weapons that you can get, there are flamethrowers, there are bazookas, and there are grenades. You get 3 of the flamethrowers and the grenades per use, or you can use them 3 times each. But the bazookas, you get 4 uses, which is nice. You get an extra life at 50,000, and then at 100,000 at every 100,000 after that. Now, to have any modicum of success in the game, you need to know your enemies and what they do. And the regular foot soldiers are guys in brown coats. And then there are enemies that are riflemen, and they are in orange and blue. And they will actively pursue you by climbing ladders or descending ladders to get to you. And they will take shots at you if they are a certain distance away. It's best not to let them get far away and shoot at you, because then they start getting really annoying. There will be landmines that will kill you if you touch them, but you can blow them up with your weapons. Other enemies that you will see, there will be bazooka men that can also take shots at you, and they will also follow you. The guy with the weapons that releases weapons when you kill him, he will follow you, the rifleman will follow you, and the bazooka man will follow you. And we just beat a boss, which was simply a truckload of enemies. Now note that there are enemies that can jump at you, and they wear white coats. They can be tricky, and there's that bazooka guy at the bottom, and there's the weapon guy that gave me another bazooka. You will see the indicator at the bottom left to show how much firepower you've got left for your weapon, how many more times you can use it. To jump in this game, there is not a jump button. You simply press up on the joystick, or up right or up left to jump up left or up right. Now, if you have ammo remaining on a weapon and you pick up a new weapon, it won't add extra to the stock. It'll just reset it to its maximum ammo count. It won't exceed that. But there are only 4 stages in this game, and there is some sort of boss fight at the end of each stage. But again, remember, it's kind of tricky to get the timing right sometimes with the jumping enemies. Your knife you will always have on you. Even if you have a weapon, you can use your knife with the knife button. and it's often good to conserve your ammo for when you really need it. There was an excellent NES port of this, which we'll talk a bit more about later on. And there will sometimes be other enemies coming up, and there was a paratrooper, and he can shoot bullets at you. And if he drops down to the ground, he becomes the jumping enemy in the white coat. Ooh, that was nice timing. You can't fall from a great distance and die in this. I remember seeing this, I think, first at a bowling alley. This was very popular. Definitely a Konami classic. Like I said, very indicative of the Cold War. Now we see grenade launchers here. Guys firing grenades at you. They don't do anything else other than fire the grenades, so you can just walk up and stab them. Whoops. At the top left, you will see your lives indicator. Right under where it says 1 up. Like I said, there are only 4 stages in this game. But yeah, learning the timing of the jumping enemies is tough. You don't want to jump too late, otherwise they will kick you in the head and kill you automatically. This boss is a bunch of dogs and their trainer. And the trainer, even though he's in a white coat, he does not jump. And there will be 2 types of dogs. Dogs that will jump, so you have to stand straight and stab forward. And there will be dogs that just run, and you have to duck and stab them. Contact with any of the dogs is fatal. So just alternate between the jumping dogs strategy and just the running dogs strategy. And just stab the white-coated guy even if he isn't going to jump at you. I like this game. This was fun. I'm not sure which weapon I like best. Well, I guess it would be the bazooka, because you can use that 1 extra time than the grenades or the flamethrowers. And again, you can destroy those landmines with your weapons, any of the weapons. But touching a landmine will kill you automatically. Touching the blast radius of the grenade, or coming into contact with the grenade, will kill you. Yeah, there's a bit of a blast radius that's kind of unseen from the grenades that can take out multiple enemies at once. When my sister used to work... Ooh, that was nice timing. My sister used to work at a Toys R Us, and when the NES was all the rage, the Nintendo Entertainment System, Russian Attack sold pretty well, because it was a fantastic port. And she would play the games sometimes a little bit. She played a little bit of Russian Attack, and she would put the controller on turbo and play Russian Attack, and she called it turbo stab. Whenever you'd press the turbo button and stab frantically at your enemies. But yeah, very, very indicative of kind of a jingoism of American spirit during the Cold War. But yeah, this is Russian Attack. This game is also known as Green Beret, and there was a sequel to this, very, very, very seldom seen, and it was called MIA, Missing in Action. But we're going to look at me beating the game. You restart all the stages, and they've got increased difficulty. See, the paratroopers just become the jumping enemies. You can climb up ladders to higher areas, as you've already noticed, and certain enemies will follow you. Now we have grenade tossers. those only show up, I think, at this part in the game. We're just looking at the rest of the game from where I died. And this is the boss here of Stage 3. And they are Gyrocopters. And you can stab or use your other weapon on the riders of the Gyrocopters, and they'll toss grenades at you. I put on invincibility by after I played the regular game, just so I could quickly get through the game. Typical great Konami music, but the NES port, also created by Konami, had better music, and it had a definitive ending and all sorts of other cool things. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, if you have not played the NES port of Russian Attack and you like this game, the arcade game, you are really gonna like the NES one. I owned that one when I had the NES. Once the Sega Genesis came out, I had to get my hands on a Sega Genesis. I mean, once the Sega Genesis came out, I was hooked, and I was like, "Well, that's it. Sorry, Nintendo. Thanks for the memories." I'd sometimes go back and use the Game Genie for the NES when that came out, but I still really loved the Sega Genesis. I still do. There are a lot of great games. You can't jump on top of that wall and walk on top of it. Kind of looks like maybe you can, but you can't. Well, happy Veterans Day. If you didn't get it off and you had to work, well, I don't envy you. I had it off. My thanks to all veterans, all who served. I appreciate all your sacrifices. Hope you are all doing well. I work at a veterans hospital, so I really appreciate your sacrifices. Now, this is the final boss of the game, and it's 2 or 3 flamethrower guys. They will either shoot their flame low or high, and you have to be ready to jump or duck. And then you rescue your POWs. So the stages are Missile Base, Harbor, Bridge, and POW Camp. And now you start all the stages over. And like I said, the NES port is fantastic. You can play 2 players simultaneous play on it. There are extra stages, there is better music, there's different level layout, there's new enemies, and the Famicom original has underground areas revealed when certain mines are destroyed, and there's an actual ending to the game. Really cool port. Definitely check it out. But that was Russian Attack, also known as Green Beret, created by Konami in 1985, and this was game number 14 in our 20 from 1985 series. This is Crazy Clown Racing. Thanks for watching Russian Attack. Hope you join me soon for game number 13. Y'all take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.